Hello YouTube. So I think I'm going to be the first person out there that has a video of this. It's the Airsoft Artisan Retractable MP9 stock, which takes an MP9 Airsoft gas blowback SMG with this folding stock, which can be a little unwieldy, and turns it into something much more like an MP7. Now, I think this is necessity is the mother of invention, because if you put certain types of front rail attachments, you can no longer close this side folding handle. So let's dig into it and see how this pans out. I'm going to install it in more or less real time. So on this I've got a small knockoff repro sight, red dot, got a knockoff Magpul single point sling attachment point. This is my Kill House Systems for whatever good that's worth, but we'll see. The catch with this is that attaching the stock is going to eliminate this attachment point. So let's dig into it. Let's see what's in the box. Small bag of screws, socket head cap screws M3 with a retaining pin. You got I guess the back pad. This feels okay. I guess digging right into it, we've got what seems like machined Delrin. It seems sturdy enough, but I'm a little hesitant on that. What's really curious is that there is a very slight curve to that. If I just grab a straight edge of some sort. You can see here that there is a very slight curve to that. I don't know whether that's by intention or that's just the machining, but let's dig into this a little more. So there is a bit of play in this direction. I'm going to undo this. Feels like it's all metric screws. This grub screw threads straight into the Delrin, so there's no insert. It looks like you do have a bit of an adjustable depth stop, so this piece of material, which feels like it's aluminum, but let's just check. Yeah, it's non-magnetic, so this is aluminum anodized, and there is a bit of an adjustable depth stop. The problem is that because this grub screw, what looks like an M4 grub screw, goes straight into the Delrin, and really the first 3 or 4 threads of engagement are what give you your strength. You could very easily over torque this and strip that out. That could be a world of hurt. Ideally what you'd want to see is little brass PEM inserts that give you a good solid thread to bite into. Okay, so let's put this sucker back together, see how the rest of this pans out. So, already digging into this, couple minus points as it is. Yeah, when it's torqued up about as much as I'm comfortable with torquing this grub screw, there's still some wiggle, and that doesn't want to stay put. Okay, and that's the rest of the box. This bit of kit wrapped in a foam bag. Let's see. We've got this machine bit of aluminium, a couple other pieces, and spring-loaded retainer. So that goes on there. You can see the very well fit piece there. So you got to undo that and I guess substitute this in and put a pin in place. And this just attaches on there. I think I'm just going to put that on now. Yeah. I think I'm just going to put this on now. I'm going to thread lock this because I don't feel like having this come apart on me at the worst possible moment. Delicious smell of thread lock. So here we go, it's assembled. That collapses down there, and this would fit on here, and it's significantly shorter. Fully extended, it does seem like it will be shorter by about, measuring off screen here, about 2.5 inches. So this is actually shorter by about 2.5 inches once you install it. 3mm hex. And just undo that set screw. So the joy of this is that it's very quickly reversible. Though I can foresee that the downside to this is this receiver, or this pin, feeds into another self-tapping hole, so there's no threads to receive this. If you put this in too many times or over torque this screw, you're going to strip that hole out, and that'll be a pain. So I think to do this, you just press up on that bottom release, and it'll grab on. Yeah, alright. Put this pin in. That's going to require some hammering. Yeah, it's going to require some hammering. Let's put this screw in first. Here's a quick little video. Alright, that's about as good as I'm going to get. Yeah, alright, that's not so bad. Total length is about 4 inches longer retracted, and 2.5 inches shorter extended. But it still feels pretty good when you shoulder it. Turn my red dot on. I do feel that the Delrin pad here lacks the necessary texture, and this definitely slides around on my shoulder a lot more compared to this textured grip. So we will see how I fare with that. Not the biggest fan of this, but I haven't played a game with it, so I'm not going to knock it till I try it. Fortunately, these milled out pockets for the release catch are directional, so you can quickly extend it back out, and it seems relatively solid. Pull this open, and this length of draw always changes because this wants to pop out. I may have to 3D print a replacement to this sucker to make it not so terrible. terms of the rigidity, I haven't put this pin in yet, so let me go do that now. Yeah, forgive your ears. Oh yeah, once you get that in, it's decently solid. There's a little bit of wobble to it, but it's still not as wobbly as the stock. So there you go. That's not too bad. It's going to be a bit of getting used to, but certainly makes it more unique than your stock MP9 from KWA. I think that's about the video. We will see how this fares. It's going to be played at Narco State in Canada. Oh, I just noticed. So the length of this stock is not arbitrarily limited. The bolt release is right here. So you wouldn't want to have the bolt release either covered up or impinged upon by the stock. There's no other feature on this side for at least another centimeter, but there is some feature here to the molding, probably taken after the real steel version. Actually, come to think of it, there's one more check that I should probably put on video. For what it's worth, this is empty and there's no magazine in here, so there's no power source, and this is a safe direction. You can charge it when the stock is retracted. That doesn't feel too bad, and then it's obviously no problem once you have this extended. That may have been off camera, so I'll repeat this now. Both in the retracted and extended positions, it's not too bad. So there is the Airsoft Artisan MP9 retractable stock. Let's see how this fares in the real world.